Samsung has really been stepping up its game in the design department, and we first saw evidence of this with the Galaxy Alpha and then the Galaxy Note 4. Both of those devices featured metal frames and hinted that we could be in for a special treat when the Galaxy S6 finally arrived. Well, not only did we get the Galaxy S6, we also got the Galaxy S6 Edge, and with both devices, Samsung has chosen to go all out. What is up guys, it's Ryan here, and this is my review of the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. So I've had the S6 Edge for a few weeks now, and while it's still too early to give a full account of the device, I wanted to let you guys know my initial thoughts. The S6 Edge is without a doubt a premium device with its blend of aluminum and Gorilla Glass 4. Samsung has opted to get rid of the removable plastic back, as well as a few features like the removable battery, microSD slot and IP67 rating, but with a build quality like this, the only feature that I'm going to miss is the expandable storage. It's a pleasure to hold in the hand with its smooth edges due to the glass wrapping around both sides, and the repositioned buttons make one-handed use a breeze. So let's take a look around the device. On the bottom we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, micro USB port, microphone and speaker, and on the top we have the SIM card slot, IR blaster and noise cancelling microphone, and the SIM slot is up here due to the fact there's no room on the edge. If we take a look at the left side, you will see the volume buttons that are now easy to distinguish, and on the right hand side all we have is the power button. Onto the front of the device we have the capacitor buttons and the home button, and on the top we have a 5MP camera, earpiece and all the usual sensors, and if we take a look at the back, you've got the heart rate sensor, flash, and a 16MP camera that features optical image stabilization. So one thing you're going to notice with this device is the chamfered edges, and there is a lot of chamfer here, but I think it looks absolutely stunning. So let's take a look at the specs. The S6 Edge is rocking a 5.1 inch Super AMOLED Quad HD display with an insane 577 ppi, Samsung's octa-core processor, 3GB of RAM, 32, 64 or 128GB of onboard storage, so the large storage option goes some way to making up for no microSD slot. There's also a 2600mAh battery that supports Qi and fast charging, and it weighs in at 132 grams. So let's take a look at the best feature of the S6 Edge, and that is by far the display. With a resolution of 2560 by 1440 and 577 pixels per inch, the only way to describe it is the best display on a mobile device. I thought the Note 4 was amazing until I had seen this. It is super sharp, the colours are vibrant, it has an amazing contrast, the blacks are super inky, the viewing angles are great, and it is even viewable in direct sunlight, which a lot of Super AMOLED panels have trouble with. The edges just also add something special to the mix and just make the overall experience an absolute pleasure. So let's talk about the software. The S6 Edge is running Android 5.0.2 with Samsung's infamous TouchWiz overlay. Let's just take a minute to enjoy the lollipop Easter egg, as it certainly doesn't get old, and as you can see I definitely suck at Flappy Droid. So Samsung has really cleaned up TouchWiz on the Galaxy S6 Edge, and a lot of features that are usually thrown in your face are now disabled by default. The menus have also been made cleaner, and navigating, although not perfect, is definitely improved. It's a lot easier to find what you're looking for, but Samsung could still be doing with simplifying it a little bit further. You will still find all the usual S apps like S Health, and the gimmicky heart rate sensor is still here. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to show off now and then, but I feel things like this are best left to wearables, as you're hardly going to run about with a phone in your hand checking your pulse. Multi-window is still here, which is definitely a feature I enjoy, and it takes advantage of the large display, although it probably makes more sense on the Note series. Overall, the S6 Edge handles multitasking without so much as a stutter and flies through anything you throw at it. So Samsung has went back to the drawing board with the fingerprint scanner and come up with a new and improved version that's pretty much identical to the one found on iPhone. With that said, it works so much better. As you see, you can just put your finger on it and it unlocks with no problem at all. There's no more silly slides down the screen. So since this is a Galaxy S6 Edge, I guess it makes sense to discuss its unique features. So at present we have 4 features that include edge lighting, people edge, information stream and night clock. So there's not a lot you can do with it at present, but it's certainly a huge improvement over the Note Edge, and these features are actually very useful. At present, only one edge can be used, but you can select which edge you want. If you want to use night clock, you can also set up a specific time period for the feature to remain on, and people edge is a pretty awesome feature, and a simple swipe from the top corner reveals 5 contacts that you can set up for quick calls, emails and messages, and the coloured circles around them indicate what colour the edge will flash when using edge lighting, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. So let's take a look at the night clock and information stream. As you can see, if you give the edge a little rub to wake it up, You can see the information like time, date, weather and battery status. Then simple swipes up take you to notifications and information stream that can be easily customised to your liking in settings. Overall, I'm a huge fan of these features and look forward to future additions both from Samsung and ROM developers. So now let's take a look at that 16 megapixel rear camera. I'm a huge fan of the camera on the S6 Edge with its optical image stabilisation and super fast autofocus. It's hard to show how fast it focuses, but it feels almost instantaneous. The menu system is also very clean and allows you to easily set up your shot. The S6 Edge is also capable of shooting video in UHD at a resolution of 3840 by 2160 and the results are absolutely stunning. I will be posting a full cinematic sample of that shortly as well. So all the usual modes and filters that we have seen before on devices like Galaxy Note 4 are here, like Pro Mode, allowing you to manually tweak settings like ISO and white balance to gain your ideal shot. Burst shot is also still present and as fast as ever, and overall the results are pretty stunning. The camera performs at its best with good lighting, but quality only starts dipping in very low light. As you can see, I have included a few samples that even when highly cropped look great, but I will put them up against a few other devices in upcoming videos, so if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. In terms of battery life, it's hard to judge as I've only been using the device a few weeks, but the 2600mAh battery has got me through a day with about 20% left to spare, and I wouldn't consider myself a light user by any means, but with Samsung's included adaptive fast charging plug, you can pretty much refuel it in no time. Overall, I'm super impressed with what Samsung has come up with, and it's certainly a flagship that they can be proud of. The edge of the screen just plays so well with Lollipop, with all those swipe in features, as if it was made just for that. Gaming and general media consumption is also super fun, as the dual edge design just adds a little something special to the experience that you just can't find elsewhere. That on top of the awesome screen will make this a hard device to pass up, and my only real concern is how the glass panel on the rear and exposed edges will fare during a fall, but I guess a case will solve that problem. So that pretty much sums up my review of the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, and I hope I told you everything that you wanted to know. If not, then be sure to ask me in the comments below. What do you think of the Galaxy S6 Edge? Would you choose it over the S6? Let me know below and be sure to hit that subscribe button as my S6 review should be live in the coming days. As always, thank you for watching and stay tuned to Beginner's Tech. Peace out.